Hello everyone and welcome to this another episode of 3D prototyping in Unity. My name is Kasanas, and the last episode we took care of our jump. In today's episode I'd like to take a look at something that many of you have been asking me about for quite some time, and that is the idea of a double jump. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so just before we take a look at the double jump, I want to address something that some of you have been asking me about, and that is, let's hit play right now. If I hit play, if my character jumps, you can see that sometimes I get a different height out of this character. Not always, but sometimes I'm getting a different height the character is jumping at. And if you guys are there, right there, he's twice as high. If you guys are experiencing that as well, then it's a very easy fix. All right, and let's just take a look. Let's open up our code. Let's open up our player controller. It's right here. Let's open up our player controller and let's scroll down to our update. In our update, what we're basically doing is we are setting a force right here. And the reason why the character sometimes jumps at different heights is because that a force is applied at different times depending on how far the character is, how low the character is, and the velocity the character has. That force is having a less impact on the actual character. In order to alleviate that issue, one simple line, all we're going to do is we're going to set our velocity in the y direction to 0, and when we do, we'll be starting from the same position every single time. Alright, so we're going to say myRB. It's right here. It's in the if statement where we're checking if we're grounded, and we're doing our get axis jump. All right, myrb dot velocity, and what I want to do is I want to set my velocity equal to a vector3 dot 0. And vector3 dot 0 is just a short form of saying zero everything out. Okay, I'm going to save this. File save, and it's going to require a couple things. If we go to the character now and I hit play right now, and I jump, I'm just having these little tiny jumps. All right, so it does require additional power. So I'm going to make this, let's say make it 5. I don't know. Let's try that, and let's hit play. Now when my character jumps, I will jump to the exact same height every single time. All right, so if you are finding that your character is jumping to different heights depending on something, add in that one single line and you will guarantee that your player will always have the same height jump every single time. Alright, let's take a look at a double jump now. Okay, so let's take a look at the double jump here. Now, what I've supplied you guys with, let's go over here and take a look at our character. Let's take a look at the character over here. Boop, boop, boop. Actually, let's take a look at the actual model. If we take a look at the actual model here and you take a look at your animations tab, what I've added in here is 3 different double jumps. I've added double jump A, double jump B, and double jump C. Now, looking at this and creating these animations here, they're included in your asset, and I'm realizing now that there is something actually wrong with the asset I've given you guys. And it's not a big deal. You'll still be able to do everything you want to do, but the animations don't look like they should. And I think what happened is I've got an old version of this asset and I saved over the new one, so I may not even have the new one anymore, which kind of sucks. This asset is the one that I used to make the game Netherrunner. The animation was all clean, and now it's not so clean. But anyway, what I've done here is I've added 3 new animations. So all I did, add an animation, I called it player double jump, and I made it go from frame 66 to 71. Player double jump B goes from frame 72 to 80, and player double jump C goes from frame 86 to 95. And that gives us a couple of different options. I didn't just build one double jump, and you could, if you wanted to, just build one if you want to, and that's perfectly fine. I made 3 different double jumps when I built the game Netherrunner, and the reason I did that is so that when the player pressed the jump button at any given time, it gave a variety. It made more variety for the actual game. So I'm going to show you how I did that with this randomized double jump that occurs. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I'm going to do it exactly the same way that I did this jump blend. We're going to have to make a few adjustments to this state machine, which is fine. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say create substate, or excuse me, create state. I'm going to go to a new blend tree. All right, and we're going to call this new blend tree. We'll just call it double jump blend tree. And that's fine. And what I want to do is if you are already jumping, I want to be able to go from your jump to your double jump. So I'm going to right click, make transition, and set it into there. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to be able to land exactly the same way I do from this jump. So I'm going to right click, make transition, and set it up so we're going to our player land. In this configuration, we're going to be able to either jump and go to our land or double jump and go into our land. Okay? So we're going to be seeing that cruddy land animation an awful lot. Anyway, let's add a couple of different parameters here. We need a few of them. Plus, I'm going to add a float. And because I have 3 random double jumps, I'm going to have to decide which double jump I'm going to use. I'm going to call this which double jump. Which double jump. And that will allow us to choose which one of the blends we actually use. I'm actually going to add let's add a bool. Actually, I'm going to have to do this slightly different than I did my old one. I'm going to add a bool in here. And this bool I'm going to call double jump. So if you are double jumping, then this is going to be true. All right. So a couple things we want to do. If right here, we're going to want to make a couple of changes. Currently, we go from any state to this jump state if we are not grounded. All right, that's true. We don't want to get rid of that, but we want to add a new condition here. I'm going to say plus, and my new condition is if double jump is also false. If double jump is false, then we can go into this jump state, and that's going to prevent us from going in this weird loop. Okay, and like going up here, then going back here, and going like this. We don't want that to happen. So I'm going to add double jump equal to false in there. That means if double jump is equal to true, boom, double jump is equal to true, we're going to be going up into our double jump. All right, if equal to true. Now, we want to leave this double jump animation after a particular after a particular action. We want to turn this off too. Make sure it has exit time is turned off. We want to leave our double jump in exactly the same reason we want to leave our jump. If we are grounded, we want to leave our double jump. So plus, go in here. If is grounded is true, we want to move into our player land. Okay? Great. So that is how our new state machine is going to look. All right, let's file save that. File save. Now, let's take a look at the actual double jump blend right here. Right now, it's not set up in any way. And what I'm going to do is set this up in exactly the same way I did previously. I've got a 2D blend here. I actually want to use the value of my which double jump in order to be able to choose which of my actual motions I'm going into. I'm going to say plus, add motion field, click on my little nipple right here, and I'm going to add double jump A. I'm going to add plus, add motion field. I'm going to click the nipple thingy and add double jump B. And I'm going to say plus, add motion field, little nipple thingy, and double jump C. So I've got all 3 of my double jumps located within here. All right. And I'm going to want to access them depending on what the value of my which double jump is. I'm going to want to access them accordingly. So if which double jump is, okay, let's turn off our automate thresholds, just like we did before. If which double jump is equal to 0, I want to run my double jump A. If which double jump is equal to 1, I want to fully run my double jump B. And lastly, if my value is 2, then I want to fully run my double jump C. Okay, and we're going to slow these down. They operate a little bit fast. I'm going to make each one run at 75% speed. So each of these, the animation's a bit fast. So I'm going to reduce my animation timing down to 75%. Okay, perfect. I'm going to file, save this. All right, and now we're going to take a look at the code to make the double jump work. Okay, so go back to your custom player and open up your player controller script. Mine's right here. Open up your player controller script. There's a number of things that we're going to have to add into this script. There's not a whole lot, but there is a little bit we're going to have to do. We're going to make a couple of different changes, here. What I want to do is we currently have a jump power, which is great. And if all you want to do is, if you want your double jump and your jump to be of the same height, then you can simply use your jump power. If you don't want to and you want to have a different height for each one of them, we're going to add a serialized field. And it's going to be a float float that we will call double jump power. All right, and the double jump power, then by doing this we can have a separate value for either the jump or the double jump. So one can be higher than the other one. It's up to you guys. All right, and I want to add one more thing here. I want to add a bool that I'm going to call is double jumping. Is double jumping is fine. Is double jumping. All right, and is double jumping is going to be false if you're not double jumping, and it's going to be true if you ever double jump. All right, that's what we want to add in there. So let's scroll down a bit. We don't need to add anything within our start method, but what I want to do is in my update I'm going to make a couple of changes. So let's go down right here to our update. Previously, when we were doing this, we were using the get access key, and the get access key, the input.getAccess command, what that does is that automatically reads the spacebar, and if you hold the spacebar down, it will continuously operate. It'll continuously say yes, it's greater than 0 if you're holding the button down, and we don't want that. We only actually want now our jump to occur when we press the key down for the first time. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick change here. So grounded and I'm going to get rid of this input jump is greater than 0. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, instead I'm going to change it. So let's get rid of this, and I'm going to use something very, very similar. I'm going to use input dot get key down. Get key down right here. Get key down. All right, and what you can do in here is you could actually give it a specific key code. So I'm going to say key code. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. Key code dot space. And what that's going to do is whenever you press the key code down, I need another one of these now. Whenever you press the spacebar down, that is going to actually initiate. So you're going to get whenever you press the spacebar, you're going to get this thing firing off. All right. So that still works for this thing here. If I simply file save this right now, file save, and I go back to my game and I hit play, when I jump, you can see that I'm still perfectly able to jump. All right. If I hold it down, I only jump once. I'm holding the button down right now and I'm not jumping a second time. So that's great. That's what we want. Okay? Let's go back to our code for a second. Now, with that said, we want to make a couple of different changes. This is our first option. What I want to do is I want a second option. So if we are grounded and we press the key, then we jump. What if, else if, we are not grounded? So not grounded. So if we're, oops, no space there. Should not be a space here. If we are not grounded, so that means we're already jumping, this gives us the opportunity to actually allow us to double jump. So I'm going to copy this and get key down space once more. I'm going to get this. I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to add it right here. Edit, paste. All right. So once again, we are catching a keystroke if we're actually pressing the button down. And lastly, and we are not double jumping. Is double jumping. Then we want to allow our character, to double jump. All right. So what do we want to do here? First thing we want to do is we want to set is double jumping to be true, to make sure we can't double jump again. All right. That's the first thing we want to do. Double jumping is true. We actually want to set our anim. So that was called our what did we call it? Our player anim. Our player anim dot, and we want to set a bool. Not body position. We want a player anim dot set bool, and we want to set which bool. It was called, I just added it, I've forgotten already. It was called double jump. We want to set our double jump value. All right, we want to set double jump quotations equal to the value of is double jumping. All right, in this case that's true. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to actually pick which of our double jumps we're going to be operating. Okay, and we want an integer value. We actually want a value of 0, 1, or 2, depending on which one we actually want to implement. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to declare a float. All right, and I'm going to declare this float. I'll call it pick jump. It doesn't matter what we call it. Pick jump. And pick jump is going to be equal to, and I'm going to cast this as an integer, okay? Which means it's going to strip away any value it's going to make it into an integer value. It's going to put a value of 0, like a specific whole number in here as opposed to a decimal place. All right, so I'm going to cast this as an integer, and I'm going to use the random dot range function, and I'm going to try and pick a random number between the values of 0 and 3. All right, between a value of 0 and 3 will give me 0, 1, or 2. Okay, and that's exactly what I want. And it's going to place that in the jump pick number, which is perfect. The next thing I want to do is make sure that that information goes to our player anim dot set float, and we're going to set that equal to. So what am I saying? Equal to, not that. We're going to set float, and we're going to set our value of. What did I call it? I called it which double jump. So our value of which double jump. So which double jump. Okay, and I'm going to set that to the value of pick jump. All right, perfect. So that's going to allow us to update that value and choose the appropriate jump. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add our force. We have to go through and add our force again. So I'm going to add my force, my RB dot add force, and once again we are going to be adding in the same amount of force to our existing force. So we're going to use our new vector 3. We use a new vector 3, and we're going to add in nothing in the x. Once again, we're going to be adding in our double jump power in the y and nothing in the z, and that's going to just simply add an additional force onto the top of our existing one. And again, I want to apply this as a I mean, we don't have to, but we're going to apply it as an impulse. All right, so we don't have to if you don't want to. You guys can, if you don't want to apply it as an impulse, you don't have to. Force mode impulse. And that's going to give us just a little bit more of an explosive power. We don't actually have to do that if we don't want to. We could remove that, and we'd have to increase the amount of force we're applying, but we could do so. And maybe we'll take a look at that when I'm done here, depending if there's time. All right, so let's file save that. Now, there's one more thing I have to do, and that is right here. When we took a look at our ground collision, originally all we did is said if we're grounded, then set ground equal to true. And I want to do one more thing here. I want to add some brackets in here, some braces. I'll add a brace right here. And I want to set grounded equal to true, yes, but I also want to set automatically my is double jumping equal to false. Okay, and that's going to allow us to jump one more time. So let me file save that, and we can check it out. Oh no, wait, I forgot one thing. We forgot one thing. We actually have to. I forgot one line of code, and it wouldn't have worked. Down here, each time we've got this in here now. So our is double jumping is equal to false, which is great. What we want to do is each time we want to go through and we want to set our animation, just like we did with our jump. Player anim dot set bool. Again, we're setting another bool, and we're setting our what did we call it up here? What did I call it? I can't believe I keep forgetting. Our double jump. We're going to set our double jump to the value of our is double jumping. Is double jumping. All right, we're setting that each and every time, so it should reset every single time. All right, so let's file save this. Now we should be okay. File save. Let's hit play and see what we get going on. All right, there's our character. I can jump, and I can still jump just fine. I hit it again. I'm jumping again. Let's jump and double jump. Boom. Jump and double jump. Boom. My double jump obviously is not high enough. Oh, because my power is currently set to 0. I forgot to tell you to do that. Let's increase our power. If everything has worked out okay, your player controller script should be up here, and you should have your double jump power available. Let's give it an additional power of 4. It doesn't really matter. Let's try that out. Play. Jump. Double jump. Bam. Jump. Double jump. Bam. So we're sticking in our thing right there. We don't want to. That is simply caused by, let me see if I can do it again. Yeah, that's simply caused by our where we're actually getting out of that thing. We're not going into the land properly. We're not coming out of the animation fast enough. All right, that's all it is. So let's take a look. We can go through and adjust that, and we can take a look at it. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've made a few adjustments to the actual animator state. I'll show it to you in 1 second. But now if we double jump, there's my double jump and land, jump, double jump, different double jump, double jump. All right, so we are getting a bunch of different double jumps now within this same thing. If we hold the button down, we'll only jump once. We have to keep pressing it in order to get our actual jumps. All right, guys, let's take a look at what I changed just so you know what I did in my state right here in this transition in my state. It had the exit time still on. You want to make sure that is turned off. This should not have an has exit time. It should be turned off. And lastly, I took the settings and I squashed it down so it was very, very small. The transition is very, very quick right away at the beginning of the state. All right, so when I hit play now, we can see that everything is operating as expected. All right, hopefully you guys are adding in some good double jumps and a whole bunch of awesome stuff to your games. I look forward to seeing it, guys. That's all I really wanted to show you today. The double jump is working very well. Alright guys, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments down below, and if you haven't done so, please take a few seconds to subscribe. Have yourselves a wonderful day, everyone.